as a person who does a lot of research in fighting systems, methods, and so forth, I run across a lot of videos where people who occupy my same occupation or somewhere close to it will get on and start telling you, don't do this, don't go to this school, don't fall for that. You know, it's usually some kind of weapon system, or it's really not a system, it's just how people train, right? It's just how people train. They don't mean it, it's not intentional, and some people just prefer to live in their own sector of this kind of, you know, LARPing, live action reality role play. There's a lot of martial arts that kind of exist in that world. And that's okay, because that's what they want to do, just staying fitness, that's fine. I don't think it's proper to go have a whole channel dedicated to the condescending opinion of other arts, you know, and then blame the whole art. Let's say if me and Chris are doing a pummel and we're doing it properly, I wouldn't go, look at wrestling, it sucks. You know what I mean? Yeah. That being said, I do want to go and address some of the things I see concerning headbutts. Because what I see and what you experience when you actually do it, this is what you can kind of see, especially when people say a lot about a thing and they do a thing. You go, well, I can see that you've never used that before, and that's fine. But it needs some adjustments. It needs some adjustments, okay? And one of the things you find when you actually headbutt somebody, you find out really quick that there's a window that you must hit in a way that you must hit it in order to be successful. First, let's just get this straight. I cannot headbutt with this, and I see this all the time. You cannot headbutt with this. I'm going to tell you, you and your boy playing football, headbutting lockers is what happens, and the person with the hardest skull wins. This is this thin sheet of scar tissue with blood under it. It will cut and bleed. If you've watched any fights, you know this, right? You don't want to walk up to, what's the data surrounding violence? Bigger, stronger? Right. I want to go up to a bigger dude, I'm bigger than you. Think he's just going to take his forehead and slam it into my forehead? Or he's going to use that tool on his forehead to hit me somewhere? No. So, the first things first. You can only hit is in a headbutt with where you would or should have hair. Right? If you have hair, you can hit any place you have hair. This will cut open and will knock you up. Imagine two ran. Bam! Who wins that fight? The hardest head, which is usually the violent guy, the bigger attacker, right? So if you're running drills where you're putting a focus mitt on your hand and you're doing this is not correct. First of all, headbutting a focus mitt is a false positive in this case. Headbutting a focus mitt is you're holding out, you need something round. Headbutt at watermelon, headbutt at cantaloupe. Headbutt something with some density and some roundness to it, okay? Or somebody with a helmet on. Or the back of your hand, we'll get to that in a second. But when I see people doing this. Boom. Do you understand why this is not beneficial? Yes. So, the second thing is, when Chris grabs me to headbutt me, and he headbutts me, and I put my hand up, normally it'd be this, right? But if I do this and I look down, because of the neural reflex that anybody has in a first response to having a neck, boom is my response. So if that's Chris's response when I grab him to go headbutt him, put his hands up, I'm going to punch myself in the face. How do I know this? Because it's happened to me in a real fight. Just turn your head, right, so you don't get the hand in your face. And secondly, you're not headbutting with the part of the head in his head. You want to hit and headbutt in this frame here. This smiley face that we would cut out. Cut out the smiley face from this part down. I'd rather not hit him in his head. I'd rather hit him in orbital, nose, orbital, mouth area. But without the teeth in my head. Do you understand? Right. So, if you're going to headbutt freestyle, we must do this. Boom. I'm leaning in, and I'll always cover just in case this guy swings at me. Boom. And I'll have to load that. We're not hitting through the target, we're just hitting into it. Right? So I'm just going to hit boom. So you can put a cushion up to it, but not hold that cushion. You must hold the head. Because when you hold the head, you're moving the body. You're not just moving somebody's hand. So I want to headbutt freestyle. Boom. I cannot do it this way. Boom. So we use this in women's self-defense. When the guy goes to grab here, they look that way. Look that way. Now headbutt. Boom, that's better, you see? This is protected. This isn't gonna cut open like this is, and it's not gonna hurt like this is. So we have how we headbutt to the side. And the how and the why is important because the reason I'm turning my head is so I don't knock myself out hitting somebody. And so I have to turn my head, and by turning my head, it also helps me not get hit with this. So I go boom, yes? Now, the second part of headbutting is if you can, and this is like for my combatives people, if you like that palm, pull that neck, throw a palm strike in there, and then pull, and then headbutt, remove your hand. But in practice, this is cool because you can get to headbutt your hand and get an idea of where your head should be, right? So I have a freestyle headbutt, I have an attached headbutt, I have the grab, boom. You see on that grab, I pull him forward, hit him with the palm. That's a direct hit. I'm not moving his head. Here I am. Here I'm pushing his head back, but that's a strike. I pull him, then hit him with the headbutt, knee, elbow. Yes? But if I go in there like this, boom, 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 it's no. You must turn your head. You must be looking to your right or to your left. If you can see the thing you're headbutting, you're doing it wrong. Okay, so the question is, now that we're throwing the headbutt, the question is context. What am I using it for? What's the context? Well, the context is obviously reality-based because it's a headbutt. So it's a reality-based where I'm standing here, this person's arguing with me. Perhaps, though, I have things in my hand. I don't know, my kid's hand. Some groceries, right? Maybe I want to access a weapon in a rather rapid fashion, and so I'm ready to do that. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using my hands to secure the head this time, and I want to learn this before I learned the attached or assisted, meaning attached or assisted. I assist it because of this hand, and here's attached. So these hands can't be hitting necessarily because they're too busy doing this. I want to act as if my hands are being tied in this position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look the other way, headbutt, knee, and as I step down, I'm going to elbow, vertical elbow up, 6 to 12, and then over and descending that elbow. But I'm going to do it from here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I want you just to walk up to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes? So what I want to do is I want to headbutt him, knee, elbow, elbow. Now what I'm doing here in this manner is I am allowing impact kinesiology to be my ally. This is why I don't need to grab him. To grab somebody would suggest pulling into a hit, and that's great, but if my hands are down, I'm going to rely on the fact that impact kinesiology, where the body goes, distance and direction upon impact, will work as my ally. So when I hit him, his head goes back. Now to miss this shot from here is difficult, right? Ask a soccer player. They do this all the time, rugby guys. So you get this shot, they do this, right? And if you break that guy's nose with that headbutt, fair enough, man. But if you miss it, you're in trouble, right? So I go here, now he goes back, I come here, he comes forward, he falls into this elbow. Boom, boom. Now you don't have that with a bomb, you need a human being. You don't have that with a heavy bag, you need a human being. But trust and believe that when you hit someone here, they fall into this elbow. So anytime that you can use impact kinesiology as your ally, do so. It'll help tell you where the body's going to be, therefore assigning your next tool. Does that make sense? Right, if I want to know what I'm going to do next, and just because it looks good and flashy on some bits doesn't mean it's going to work. Right? Kneeing someone and then trying to headbutt them won't work. I can do this on a bob, but if I put a person here, he's going to bring his head down, I'm going to want him, it won't work. I want to headbutt his face, not his head. The head is my tool, not the target. And it's this head, not the forehead. Right? So, this has to happen. And because of this, this happens. And because of this, this happens. And so forth. I'm finishing it off, capping that elbow off. After it goes off, I come over the top and wipe that off. Right? So I have here, here, here. And I think everybody understands that. Right. Moving along. Now I'm just going to go attached. I'm going to go attached or assisted. That means I have 1 or 2 hands on. Okay? So So 1 or 2 hands on. So what I'm gonna do now is when I go up to headbutt, I am going to thumb the eyes. There is a preference that you pull here first, then headbutt. That's fine. But the more you grab that head, the more those hands come up and look for wrestling moves to get out of that single tight clinch. So what I want to do is I want to come up in prayer. I don't want to try to lasso this neck. This isn't correct. I want, because then any person with their hands up will diffuse that. So what I want to do is come up in prayer, grab that neck, and use my hands like pinball paddles. You know pinball? So I'm going to go here and slap the back of that neck. So I'm going to thumb the eyes, slap the back of the neck into my head. I'm pulling him, that slap, it pulls him into my head. Yes? So I'm punching the face with my head or pulling his face into my head and a little bit of both. So it happens this way. Boom! Now I can finish with attached knee. Now when I elbow, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to headbutt here, knee, but because my hand's over here first, I pulled him off his base. I hit him here, and then I can snap him down and draw slowly. And move, zone, you could flank, you could foot sweep. Yes, flank him and do sweep. Right, so we're sitting here, boom, 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 move him over here. Yes, now I can see what was behind me. Yes? Do it the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take him with you so he's in front of that guy. Make sense? That's attached hitting. The benefit is now I create the impact kinesiology by moving his body into the impact. Yes? And this is where I would go. Boom, boom. Yes? I can add that other one into it. Right? I can do this one or that one. This one or that one and follow it up. Right? So we have thumb the eyes, headbutt. Why am I thumbing the eyes, Mike?
Push his head back.
Yeah.
Push him off.
Right, because if I'm here and you try to headbutt me, boom, right? So what I want to do is get your face up. So if I put your head down like you're fighting. Yes, if I come in here like this, or if you're standing here and I just grab you and tuck your head, I'm going to do the headbutt to headbutt thing. I want the thumbs back, or I want to palm it so I can frame it. Boom! Yes? Thanks, Mike. A close-up look on what we call impact ratio. Impact ratio. Now, normally people think the bigger, harder, stronger, faster, right? Speed and strength are not the goal of good training. They're the result of good training. Keep that in mind. So what you want to do is in your impact ratio, you don't want overkill. This is not the right time to come out of the zip code to hit somebody. Once I'm here, I want to hit into, not through. Into, not through. So if I miss Mike with his elbow, this is as high as it's coming. If I elbow him and I'm up here, I'm doing this incorrectly. If I elbow this way and my elbow comes outside of his shoulder space in that area, I'm done. I'm doing it incorrectly. Or it just could be done better. You can take my back, all these things. Not that the guy after this is going to have a lot going for him. My point being is that my impact ratio is tight, right? When I'm here, boom, boom, right to it. I'm pulling it in or coming up. And if I don't have it, how much pressure do you think I need to break his nose, make him piss blood, and then break his jaw? Not much. Not much, especially if I'm using impact kinesiology as an ally and he's coming into me. Boom, 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 yes. All right, everybody got it? Impact ratio, hit into, not through. Ready?